Day 4.
After the sit where we had deer walk out through the middle of the wide open field, we decided to pinch down in there a little tighter to a spot that it looked like all the deer were originating from and coming back to. We had some swirling winds constantly just blowing hard in different directions, and man, it just really screwed us up that morning.
Got 2 more hunts to get something done.
The wind wasn't any better for the evening hunt, so we really only had one option, and it was this little ground blind in a hayfield that the deer seemed like they were coming across this little gravel road and feeding right in front of this ground blind. And the deer just pretty much stayed on the other side of the road all night. Y'all remember earlier when I said something to the effect of, as long as our good luck continues?
I hope that luck continues.
Yeah, well, it didn't. Now, I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious, and I think I might have jinxed us. Day 5, this is it. This is my lucky day. It's gonna happen. I can feel it.
Not many deer moving in this stand for whatever reason. Saw a couple does and a small buck. But the morning's not over yet.
Is it just me, or does anybody else want to call in an airstrike on a deer that blows at you from out of range? If you're gonna talk smack, at least have the plums to do it in bow range.
Hey, shut up. This morning sucked.
You know, sometimes you get in the groove on a hunt and it feels like you can do no wrong, and then other times it feels like you can't do anything right. At this point on the Wyoming hunt, I feel like I probably should have shot that buck the first morning with no camera light. All we got to do is just keep hunting.
Right now, so I'm having to be quiet, but this is it. This is our last evening. This is when David Blanton always gets it done on TV, so maybe we can do the same thing.
I had a ton of confidence going into this last evening's hunt. It looked like a really good spot. But as that sun started to sink lower and lower, I had a feeling we were going to go home empty-handed. That's it. Show's over. That's just how hunting turns out sometimes. So you can go ahead and turn the whoa, just kidding, man. Put that remote down, sir. Don't turn the channel. You lost your mind. We asked to stay an extra day, so we got a full another day to get it done. And we're going to get it done. Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. 63 times I stopped on the way to the stand to get gas. 42 of those times I had a chili dog with onions. Just basically lazy with my scent control. Do you have scent crusher products, my son? Of course I got one. Oh, then you're fine. What are you doing here? There's a cold front coming. Get out there.
The trophy may change, but the preferred release stays the same. Whether you're after antlers or hardware, shoot the release that savvy hunters and tournament winners shoot. Shoot a Scott.
Are you reading the back of the box in your voiceover voice?
No. No.
So I was thinking about getting back in the gym tomorrow.
It's about time. We've all been there. Eliminate poor timing with the limb-driven perfection only found in Vapor Trail. Vapor Trail. Quit your crying.
Antler King makes the best food plot products. You get the highest protein and the most tonnage.
My trophy clover lasted 6 years.
That's because it's 100% perennial clover and chicory.
No mixed in annuals.
Like others.
Antler King seed needs less seed to soil contact.
And they grow deeper roots.
So it's more cold tolerant.
And needs less moisture.
Most important, deer love Antler King food plots.
Antler King.
Bigger bucks?
Healthier deer.
Red Arrow is brought to you by Spartan Camera, Polaris, Scent Crusher, Buck Knives, Bomar Archery, Spot Hog, SKB, Vortex Optics, Sirius Archery, Spartan Mowers, Hardy Face Paint, and Hunter's Cloak.
Oh man, he saw you. You ready? You're not on him. Oh man, this is not my week. Not my week.
We're back in the water hole stand. I'm sitting there in the tree stand, and all of a sudden this buck walks out in the open at about 30 yards, and he's closing the distance. I come to full draw. This deer's at 17 yards, and I look over, and my cameraman's camera is facing the other way, and I was like, man, turn the camera quick, get on this deer. Camera's on the other side of the tree. He tries to get the camera around the tree to get on this buck. The buck sees him move, and he busts us. I mean, I had footage on my bow from the GoPro I had. I should have just shot him and used the GoPro footage, but we just can't catch a break, man. I don't know, have y'all ever just had one of those days when you felt like you just should have stayed in bed? That was my day today. And really, it's been my week. We've had the best luck right up until we're supposed to kill, and then something goes wrong. Well, this really is the last evening, but I didn't have a ton of confidence going into this hunt. I'd had enough with this bad luck at this point. Once we get in the stand, we're seeing quite a few deer, and I start to get the feeling like we're gonna kill something. I'll tell you one thing, every deer that comes out is loving this fence corner. This might be our ground zero right here. Just when you least expect it is usually when your luck turns around. Ready?
That wind blew the tree around for a split second, man. I got a little off balance. I might hit him just a touch back, but I think we got him. That's my first velvet whitetail with a bow. Killed my first velvet whitetail earlier this season with a rifle, and now I just got my first velvet whitetail. Hey, look, both of those deer were young. But as you can see, they have a surplus of young 8-pointers around here. So I let that 10-pointer, or that 5x5, as y'all say out here, I let him slide because he looked like he might be somebody one day. And we whacked down that velvet 8 was cool looking. I couldn't pass him up on the last day here in Wyoming.
Lutheran, I'm sure I got a little, let's see. Yeah, a little bit of gut, but it's 100% liver or one lung liver. He was quartering away a little bit from me, slightly. Anytime you get to where a deer stopped and then he kept going, and you see other deer that are running off with him, it's just never a good situation to keep pushing that deer. So we decided to back out that night and come back and find him the next day. Well, me and my man Chris backed out last night. We got to Last Blood and we were talking about it. We were up there and the shot looked a little bit back. It was like last couple of ribs, but he was quartering away. Felt like deer 100% was dead, but we got to a place on the edge of the rim rock up there where he stopped. And I mean, anytime you get to a spot where a deer stops, man, you don't want to push it. And we looked over the rim rock and we saw some deer run, which we probably got a little close, so we just backed out. And we marked Last Blood, had this arrow at Last Blood. And there's a pond right down here, and we knew the deer might head toward water, and we're walking up. I wish you guys could have seen this live, but we're walking up to the pond just to check the water, and then we're gonna kind of backtrack. And Jordan's like, you guys wanna do a recovery on this deer or what? So we got my buck, man. He's on the hill. We didn't get to see it real time because we're all just walking down to the pond with no cameras rolling. Oh, dude. No ground shrinkage there, man. He's getting bigger, it looks like. You bow hunters all know how this feeling goes. No matter how perfect you hit a deer, hitting them and killing them doesn't always mean finding them, depending on how much they bleed, where they run, if they find water, that sort of thing. So you're always anxious until you spot that deer down, and when you do, it's one of the best feelings a bow hunter can have. Well, here he is, man. I hit him better than I thought. Had an exit wound right in his shoulder. I mean, that hit him perfect. I mean, really, honestly, if you exit in the off shoulder, you've shot a perfect shot. It was just quartering away enough to where on camera we got a little cringy about it, and so we backed out. But I mean, this deer was smoked, absolutely smoked. That's all right there.